Forestry. In 2005, the total area of the Iran forest is about 11 million hectares, which is the highest level in the country, based about 7% fair rainfall and the favorable climate have created 1.5 million hectares of the dense forest in the Caspian region. The rest is divided into western forest 3.6 million acres, the southern forest 434,000 acres, desert forest to 620,000 acres, and the sector forest areas. Wood product in 2004, more than 90% of the which was for industrial use. The largest and the most valuable area of the forest are the Caspian region and the northern slopes of the Elbert meads, where many forests are used commercially, and both includes hardwood and softwood. Although forest and the posture and the nationalized, and 12% of the forest land is normally protected, destruction of the forest by the private sector is normal. The restricted areas of the jungle, mismanagement and the destruction force Iran to improve the timber and the timber productive. In addition, forest fires annually destroyed 200,000 acres of the forest areas between 1954 to 2004, according to the former director of the Iranian Department of the Environment. The rate of the deforestation is 100,000 acres per year. Tree cutting is strictly controlled by the government, which also has a deforestation program. History. In 1921, a colorful picture of the farmer in southern Iran. Iran has a long history and the tradition of the agriculture. In the beginning of the 10,000 BC, the oldest family of the gods has reached the Iranian plateau. By 5000 BC, wine was being fermented in the Iran, and by the early 7th century, the mill was first invented in Persia. Time in history, fruits like peaches first found their way from the Persia to Europe, as their Latin name Persia shows. The English word peach, and in French way is as the tulips, which was first cultivated in the ancient Persia, and the palak, and the word Spanish itself is derived from the Persian word espionage. The Chinese refineries to these in the 777 BC as the herb of the Persia. 400 E in the BBC, a form of the ice cream was used in the Persia, and it is said that the cookies and starter came from Persia. Persian is in the 7th century, according to the many sources. 5th century BC, Persia was source of the introduction of even breeding chickens into the Europe. The poet of the middle of the 5th century, for example, called the chickens Persian alarm, and in the Aristotle comedy of the birds, a chicken is called the Median bird, which refers to its introduction to Persia. A groundwater climate used for the irrigation in agriculture. The Persian tradition was one of the most important of their successful achievements. Contas, however, are used thousands of years ago and are still used today in modern Iran. The rise in the production and the export of the cotton in the 9th and 10th centuries made Iran the richest region of the Islamic Khilafat. Yet in the 11th century, because of the cool temperature, Iran's impressive agricultural economy suffered a significant decline, which destroyed the country's greatness.